if you had to make a choice, who would you want to be the ruler of the world? Because we can say the last 50, 70 years, American imperialism has been the top dog of the world. China's catching up. Who would you choose to rule this world right now if you had to choose one country?
The thing about I think Asian societies is that people kind of know their role. Like like I'm this kind of person, so I do this. While in America, we kind of have like people want to like create new roles and new genders. So like maybe a lot of people are more confused about how they should go about life. But and there's good and bad to that. But overall, I would say it works in China, and like it works. If it didn't work really well, China would not have made it this far. So I would say the things that Chinese people do and how they live, it works for them in the context of this society. We're the kinds of people who maybe prefer to make our own rules and make our own way through life. But for most people, they prefer kind of being told what to do, I would say, like, because that means you don't have to do all the thinking for yourself. Like, if you have to come up with your own way of living, your own way of thinking, it's a lot more work. It's a lot easier just to follow the rules of your culture and say, okay, I'm Chinese, I think this way. Okay, we should do this. Like if you ask any Chinese business person that I know, they believe in the Chinese system. And it's worked for them. Like if you've been in China, you've seen, like I ask my girl all the time, like, what changes have you seen in China over the past, when you grow up? Like she's 21, so when she was like 10 years old, the city looked completely different. The whole city, like maybe it was like a village or something 25 years ago, and now it's like a metropolis. So this the Gucci store here in Chengdu. Basically, this one makes more money than any other Gucci store. Whenever I go out there, there's a line of people there. So they're definitely spending, and if you're spending it, that must mean you're not afraid to lose it, or you think you'll be okay. So that's the general sentiment I get from people. Like the average person doesn't seem very worried about anything.
What
Really,
do the
like
people think about that though? Because there's still the communist principle and stuff. So when they're seeing this, are they not getting mad or like, wow, I'm getting screwed and this system is somewhat corrupt? I mean, are they? Is anyone saying that?
healthcare here is great. You can get a doctor to check you out and see like what's up with you for like less than $5, I think. And if you need any tests done, $20. Like it's crazy. Like you can get X-rays, stuff that would cost you like thousands of dollars in America. That's one other thing that China does amazing, like shopping. Like my clothing game here is crazy. Like my closet is just filled with like so many clothes. That's like I love it here. Like I love it here. Like if I ever leave China, I'm gonna be really sad that I can't use Taobao anymore to like buy things because you can find the high quality clothing for a cheap price. I wish I had this kind of shopping options when I was in high school. High quality stuff just for like $5, $10. Like the
See,
online
that's
shopping.
that's interesting though, because when you think about Chinese stuff, you think about Chinese shit. I don't buy any Chinese stuff like around here because I think it's terrible. But you're saying it's actually good quality in China.
Yeah, amazing quality. Like, don't let the AliExpress. I've seen like the reviews. I've never used AliExpress, but apparently, like in America, a lot of Americans are using AliExpress to like buy things, and like it's like bad quality. But here in China, Taobao is like really good. Like you can like, it's top quality. Like you can get really good stuff. Like I bought like a gigantic cooker that lets you like you can barbecue and you can cook hot pot on it. I bought that for like maybe only like less than $30. And I used it the other night with my girlfriend. It's amazing quality. Like,
Yeah, it's interesting to go off that comment. It seems like the Chinese are taking care of most of their citizens. I said most, but and then they send all the other shit to everywhere else to subvert it. I know you can't probably speak on that, but we're talking like the fentanyl and all the cheap stuff that breaks down, the Christmas toys we all bought, last 20 years, shipped off our manufacturing from the USA. But anyways, that's a side note. How have you changed?
I definitely am very grateful for like being able to be here because just like for me specifically, I've been able to get jobs and have a nice setup to where like I have lots of free time to like study the language, read tons of books, work out. Like I was at the gym like right before we did this call, I've done like a lot of just personal development since I've been here, and like I'm a lot more peaceful now. Like I don't really, like the stuff that I see other people chasing in America. Like I see people chasing after fame and like they feel like they need to be like a on the Forbes list. They feel like they need to be like a top star just to like live the quality of life that they want. And I can't relate to that at all. Like I'm very lucky that the things I want in life don't really cost that much money and they're not particularly difficult to get. I just think being in a situation that I have here in China, where you can make enough money and you still have lots of free time to pretty much do what you want, it's a really great just for like being able to develop as a person. Well, I'm American, so of course I have to be biased towards America. But I will say that I don't know. It's hard for me to say, man. Of course, my passport's American, so I benefit the most. Like maybe if China gave me like a Chinese passport, my answer could possibly be different. I like being an American living in China. I like being an American living in China. It gives me like a lot of opportunities. I don't see it as a big competition between China and America. I feel like that's kind of like what the media says. I don't think they actually see each other as competitors for the most part. Maybe they just have like conflicting interests.